Okay, let's go through our same method as last 3 4 weeks, where we'll say where it stands. This is 3 day scale today, and we have to see how where they stand, whether close to the support, middle of the down wave, near the previous high, or preparing to break above, right? And this is the best approach at this moment because they are making progress, as you could see from a lowest point of view. Some of them are not making progress, so I think that just to distinguish every week that how much they're how much progress they're making. And like move like yesterday would change the direction sometime. And again, if now almost all the coins are green, as you could see, then a big moves from any coin could also change. So every week there is going to be a different scenario, but main importantly, I mean, what we'll try to find out where they stand. So whole idea is, so I would say one thing before the call, I mean, we go ahead. See, no except ICP, no coin has broken below the low. That's one thing, very important thing. ICP is a new coin, and it didn't find the bottom truly. It actually added when the correction started. So in active list, ICP was the coin where actually it began its journey when the Bitcoin started going down. So it's like it was trying to find out bottom each support. So I don't want to, we'll talk about ICP later, but that's the only coin where it for support over time. And we'll talk about that. But all the coins, no coin, I think, we'll see, in my memory, no coin has made new low. So that's very important point, that each and every coin is actually moving up. The levels are different, and the progress will be different, the speed will be different. But anything that we have to, I mean, if there is something positive, the positive thing is no coin has made lower low except ICP. So let's look at 1 inch. Like 2 weeks ago, nice move again. If you look at lower high, sorry, higher lows, higher lows, which is good. And this is like near mid level, so it's looking good to me. Aave is kind of making this falling wedge. If you look at if you connect this, then you will see, so falling wedge, but it's narrowing down, but it's really far from the low, so not a concern. If it stabilizes here, then it can make this kind of a recovery from here on. So this is a straight down, then again retracement within this range, and then trying to recover from this. So it may take this v-shaped recovery. ADA is similar, so it's again higher lows. If you look at it, all these lows are higher, which is very positive. So this is narrowing down, so this is more like a pennant here, not pendant, pennant here, making this slope. Like if you draw like line like this and line like this, then you get a triangle. This is also moving along this trend. So you see, nice algo, ugly week of course, but not making new low, so that's positive. Similarly, atom, similar thing, similar. And band, still it's not even, it didn't break below this one, which is good. BNB is stronger, it didn't fall much. And if you look at it, it's more like if the wave is more narrow, the range is more narrow, which is very positive. It is preserving the value pretty much, I mean pretty well, which is positive. So the range is, so the this simply means that it's a less volatile coin. Okay, so it is at a mid level from this high and a low point of view. But why this is better coin from many other coins? Because it has lower volatility. The range of this movement is narrow. So as I said, you can look for the same coin. I mean, more or less they are like, as I said, either they are near the low or mid level or near the high. But what other thing that you could figure out, and the other, this is one of the things that you could figure out if you want to distinguish that which coin out of other coin is relatively better, right? It's not about ranking, because the ranking could change every week, but the point is, at this moment, clearly if you look at BNB is able to retain the value pretty well. First of all, is making higher lows, and the range is so narrow that it's hardly being affected by Bitcoin in my point of view. The Bitcoin, even Bitcoin is more volatile than BNB, so that's unusual. Usually the Bitcoin is less volatile or the least volatile, but here the BNB actually is the least volatile, which is amazing, isn't it? Right, so we saw, let's have a quick look at BTC. So BTC is more volatile, you see, and if you look at BNB, it is lesser. So that's why I'm saying BNB in terms of retaining value is even better than BTC. Maybe BTC is being attacked by many for some reason. Anyways, coming back to alts, MBZRX had a bad day. Last day was like 17-18% drop, but you see, in a bigger picture, it hasn't broken below this level. This is way above the previous low. So you might think, oh, you cannot judge by one day. So yesterday was the worst performing coin in terms of percentage loss, because 17-18%. But if you look at the big picture, like this one, it didn't even come close to the low. And if it can go down by 17%, it can go up by 17% also. This is another aspect one has to understand, that if a coin is able to make a big move on one side, then the same coin is also capable of making this that kind of move on the other side. So when you build your portfolio, if your intention is to keep everything aggressive, then it's a different case. But I would say, do review and see the daily candle and see their percentage range, how big candle they make in terms of percentage, and see if you really want uh, all the coins which are making a huge one. Because if you do, if everything goes well, of course your portfolio will run like anything on the upside. But when there are bad days, then your portfolio will do the worst. So sometimes, if the trend where there is no risk, you may shift the gear. Again, this is not advice, but just sharing, knowledge sharing, that when there is tough time, that's why I said, try to look for something which is non-volatile comparatively, and not fast moving coins, medium moving coins, coin. And you have to see who are not volatile enough in recent time, and so on, because some coins historically was not volatile, non-volatile become volatile, and so on. So you have to see the recent history, and very simple, look for the candles last few weeks, and then you will figure out, right? So that's another aspect, that look for the daily candle and see what type of coin you want to put together. So you have to change your portfolio, in my point of view, based on the time phase. So when we are under alert, you have to have one type of portfolio. When the alert is off, when we are out of this counter trend, and back to the main trend, and so on, from Bitcoin trend point of view, then we can change the portfolio, and so on. It's like changing gear, right? First gear, top gear, kind of a thing. Depends on the situation. So percentage, I mean, you have to see the volatility, you have to see coins daily percentage range. These are the different aspects you may consider for you to pick and choose for your portfolio. Now CELR is totally different. It was already on the downtrend, counter trend, and this drop of Bitcoin was like just part of it, and now it is moving up. As you could see, today is up by 4%. And really, this is like a bottom, and this is like a retest, and now it is not even coming close to, right? Even yesterday it was just up to here. So this is so, um, in a big picture, this is not a very, look at this. So you can expect it a recovery. So this is really changing the direction from here on, and this is the level where it says this is forming a bottom. Of course, this is like a capitulation. This is forming a bottom and then going for a recovery like this. Very simple. Doge is also one of the coins which is retaining the value pretty well, like BNB. Look at the volatility; it's almost nothing. If you look at other coins and this coin, so this is again similar to BNB, right? We saw BNB very narrow range, and that matters in during tough time. It matters. So right now, Doge, I would appreciate. Why not? I would not appreciate just because it's Doge. I'm appreciating the chart. So I always appreciate the chart, or always analyze the chart. And if I say something, it's always about chart. It is never about a coin. Because for me, I analyze chart. I don't analyze coin. Right. So if I'm appreciating this, I'm appreciating this chart. And this, if this chart belongs to Doge, then of course it's appreciation for Doge that way. But it's not about a coin, not at all. So this is a beautiful chart. If you look at it, it is making higher lows, and this is like creating a symmetrical triangle. This is so bullish that when it breaks above, it is going to give a big one, really a biggie. You know, it's not that because it's Doge, it's just a setup. So this is one of the best setup. In fact, this is the best setup, because this is an uptrend, and then it is not even, it had already this structure, this low, and this low was not even broke below this low. This is so amazing. This is May 19th low, right? The May 19th low is higher than this low. So the pattern is not from here. Many coin has a pattern starting from here, many coins, but this coin has actually building the pattern. So this drop was actually part of a bigger pattern. That's why the continuation of this is just a middle of it, and this didn't actually go down and made a new low. That is so interesting, because this correction started here, went up, but to me the whole entire thing is, I'll put whole entire thing in one unit, not just this part, but whole entire thing. When you put whole entire thing in one unit, the May 19 drop is part of it, and then it is consolidating. Even if you look at the volume, the volume is shrinking. When you see this kind of a thing, you saw here in past, volume was shrinking, and then it gave you the lift. It gave this lift, and then you're seeing the similar thing, and I'm expecting a lift starting from here and making a move, and it should hit $1 or resistance. I have no doubt about it at this moment. Absolutely no doubt. Situation changes, then we'll see. This setup is awesome. Again, it's all about chart, not about Doge. Okay, dot. It's okay. So this is also not so volatile actually, and range bound, not making any new low. So okay, sort of very similar, a little lower. ETH, not bad compared to this low. This is way higher. This was little lower. staying here would have been amazing, like BNB. So BNB is like staying here. This candle is a little below this, so comparatively speaking, but it's not a big deal actually. One big move from here to here, it will change everything. File is not bad. If you look at it, the file is not that bad. Not that bad. But little different shape. FTM is, look at that. This is like really making higher, making progress. So 3 weeks ago, like a couple of weeks ago, it came closer, but now it is doing much better than other, more resilient. So this is looking really good, FTM. So some coins didn't do well in first few weeks, like first 2-3 weeks, and now like FTM is really doing well in last 2 weeks. Some coins did well in first 2 weeks of May, from May 19 point of view, right? FTM did the worst. May 19 was this one, and next week it made a new low. This is very, like, this is the only coin probably I remember which made new significant low compared to May 19 drop. And but now if you look at it, it's changing it. So getting better, especially today it's up by 6%. So the coin, so that brings up my point that I keep on saying, that don't judge a coin every other day. It's up to you how frequently you want to judge, but in my opinion, the coins that we have selected are good ones. The coins we have taken are not pump and dump coin. I try to avoid pump and dump coin. I may add that into some feature like crazy feature, or that kind of feature, but or sometime if I open hunt call, then I could add, but I am not going to add in active coin, where of course they it's not that immune to the downtrend but or fall, but they are not crazy, like they would not just dump like you see 40% drop, 50% drop kind of so the whole idea of active list is a very different, where it's about you pick and choose few coins and then continue holding them, and you switch, but you switch on resistance, but when until it hits the resistance you hold it that way, unless it's if there is any risk raised by me during this call, or weakness is highlighted. Otherwise there's no need to shuffle a lot, in my opinion, because different coins will move up at different speed. Eventually they could catch up, and it's not a race, right? It's never a race. I would not, many people lose in changing the coin a lot, actually, the frequent in and out, thinking, hey, today is this coin is good, tomorrow is that one is good. Like for an example, BZRX was down by 17%. They get worried, but just by looking one day of performance, and they get worried that BZRX, but if you look at BZRX, this was definitely bad, but in a big picture it's not that bad. FTM was really bad, but if you're holding, then now it is really making progress, and who knows, FTM may accelerate further, and the relatively bad coin like a couple of weeks ago may become one of the top ones. So you never know about that. Even TA doesn't know about that. TA cannot figure out the speed, the future speed. It is impossible for anyone to know, right? So that's why I would not judge different coins. See, main thing we have to see is how Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin is fine, then I don't think you have to do a lot of experiment with your alts, in my opinion, because our list, active list, is pretty good list, in my opinion. And I always keep an eye on if there is any good coin, good in a sense. It should be, it's not just percentage, because maximum people or trader look for percentage. For them percentage matters 90%, or way 90%. For me it's important, but not everything. So there are so many things, as I always talk about: volatility, then the pattern, and the resilience, and so many other things we had to put together and then say, okay, now I want this coin to be in my portfolio similarly. So active list is my list where I don't just look for or add something just because it's in buzz with the Twitter, or it's just sometime I add couple of coins because it's in demand, but I don't compromise. I throw away. Like SHIB I added because it was in pub buzz, but I realized that it may do more harm than help, so I removed it. Some coins I removed, not they are not because they are bad, but that there were too many. Like we had 60 plus coins, and it was nightmare for me. So I trimmed down, not some removed, not because they were bad, but they were redundant in many ways. So that's another thing. Sometimes the charts are so similar, there's no need to keep this two different coins. So that's also one of the criteria. So I mean, anyway, coming back to the main point is, I think experimenting with different alts may not help. Every week you may analyze, every 2 week you may analyze and see if it makes sense to change. Otherwise, give some time, right, and decide. Otherwise, you may end up changing something which might end up as a big mistake. So GRT is not bad. It didn't break below this level, so still it's consolidating. This is volatile coin comparatively, creating huge wicks on the upside, like this shadow. If you look at it, so there's element of volatility. HNT is very different creature. It didn't. It recovered from May 19 very pretty quickly, and it's like a stable coin. Actually, this is like Doge also in terms of it started going down actually much earlier, and interestingly it made new high for a brief time, but a new high in middle of the crisis, which was also very interesting. No other coin has done this, so this coin is unique that way. Firstly, awesome move, and then secondly, quick rebound. Thirdly, this is retaining a value pretty well. So this coin is different. This is not making a big move, but from it's holding up the value pretty well comparatively. And here is the most famous one. So this, as I said, see the correct. This is a bit unlucky in a way, and I'm not favoring. But the thing is, correction started from May, and this was part of it. Especially May 19 was the worst day. So since then, it I think there were other element that some of the members highlighted about coin really got released from that locking period and all, that created additional pressure, and that's why I think it made new low. It makes sense because many people sold, and if that event would not have happened during the uptrend, probably they would not have sold that many, in my point of view. I think they have sold just because it was the phase where Bitcoin is under pressure. So those coin which got unlocked um, from the initial buyers, right, during the phase where Bitcoin was under pressure, and that attributed to this new low, in my point of view. In always a new coin tries to discover a bottom, so there are multiple factors. It's not important to find the reason. What is important to find is the supports. So if there is one support, okay, if this is broken, what is the next support, and so, because your decisions are not based on reasons, your decisions are always based on supports and resistance. So to me, reasons are good to know. I will not say those are useless from information point of view, from knowing what is happening. However, they are useless from a decision point of view. And in trading, it's all about decision. If someone's you so for an example, you come to know that coins are getting released, and then you can anticipate sell off, fine. But the point is, how would you know that where the sell off will end? Nobody's going to tell you, right? um, so the support will explain that. That's why the support embeds all the information. The chart has, what I like about technical analysis is it's a result of all information. This is very important point. You can go after information, decode that information, analyze that information, quantify that information, and try to say, okay, what might happen next. This is one way to do it. Another way to see is, okay, there could be so much of information, some are good, bad, counter trend, trend level, whatever they put together. What happens ultimately? People take action, right? People take action, and then that action is reflected on chart. And what we do, what ta does is, what chart is showing. So it's basically aggregation of everything. So the chart includes all the information in my point of view, because ultimately the price action tells the information in indirect way, that if information has a weightage, then a price would have that impact. So for an example, if there is a bad news, then the drop will be bad. Some information could be important, but the important information doesn't mean that there will be important from price action point of view. So some information could be important, but if there is no buy sell based on that information, then how that information is relevant from a trader point of view, right? From from trading point of view, right? That information might be useful from information like knowledge gathering point of view, understanding point of view. But if the goal is to make money, and if that information is not affecting your price, I would rather not to have that information being a trader. So I think there are two different objectives, and people try to compare, and I put them together and say the purposes are different, right? So even the same thing about fundamentals. Information is basically fundamental analysis is all about information. About in crypto, it's a different topic. I don't want to digress from the main topic, but point is, ultimately in crypto everything is speculative. Information, news, different news events impact, and some news events do not impact. Ultimately the price action reflect the severity or importance of the news. The measurement of the news is price action in technical analysis. Also the also captures the emotion, whether the emotion is news driven or emotion is based on the crowd sentiments, whatever is the reason. But price action also captures emotions, sentiments, trend. So that's why I feel that once you master the art of analysis, then you can capture the news events, sentiments, what crowd is thinking in general. Anyway, so to me, I think this is not the right scale. We should go. So this has a, yesterday's low was a bottom. I'm not saying the absolute bottom, because this was also a support. So this is a support. This was also support. See, each level we got a bounce. Bounce was not enough. This also gave a good bounce. This also gave a good bounce. Each and every support I shared, if you look at in past, each and every support provided a bounce. But the bounce should have required height, and if you don't get enough height, then it falls. So that's what happened. Now this bounce, we are seeing how much height we need. I think if I need 70, 70, 71 is good enough. If it can break above 70, 71, and we have, I think, the resistance also near 75. So ideally 75. So let's say if it breaks above 75 plus, then we'll say, this is done. That means we can safely, probabilistically, not safely, we can say this is bottom, because no other bottom, or bounce, not bottom, no other bounce actually made a new high. So if this can break above this level, ideally this level, because that's where resistance is coming. So let's say 75, 76 level, if that can be broken above, then we can say we are out of it. Also, this is a huge falling wedge. I am not a big fan of wedge, by the way, but as far as pattern is concerned, this is a huge falling wedge, like this. Okay, so today 8-9% gain is a good sign. Volume is also coming up pretty well. So this is like this is definitely slowing down, and this could create a base here and then move up. So to me, this is turning positive. Okay, let's go back to 3-day scale. At not bad. It's just near this secondary support. This is a primary support. This is secondary support. Not bad. KVA is moving up, making progress. You see, nice. KCS is also moving nicely. This is also one of the strongest one. Good ones. Nice progress. Very less volatile coin. Look at that. Beautiful. KSM did well. So this is another interesting case. Big fall, a quick rise, like almost 70-75%, then a fall. So this is volatile, showing the volatility. I think this is also news driven. Sometimes news gives you the push, but usually the news are always a part of a bigger scheme, right? So news event could, bring down a coin price, if it is negative, and news event could bring up a price if it is positive. But usually those who follow the trend would know that those are like few showers. So like in the winter there are some snowstorm, even in monsoon season in some countries there are some showers, like some days they fall, but those are temporarily. So if I mean, those are not forever. So when there is good news it went up, but then it came down. It normalizes. It normalizes. So anyone who bought on news event are like back to square one. Why? Because it's just adjusting to its trend. So it's like a ripple in news event create a ripple, you know but that ripples are not forever. Remember, the trend matters. Trend trend matters the most. A news event would generate those ripple on either side, up or down, depends on the news, but not necessarily they are trend setters. A news event, like big one, like something got hacked, for example, or something got banned, or something had a litigation, or those kind of big events could really, change the trend also. But sometimes those are also time being. For example, XRP, um, it was like it was at free fall when SEC opened a case, but it then rebounded when they had more clarity and so on, and it might do well. So point is, some events are for multiple weeks, some events are for few days, depends, right? And when the bad news goes away, it comes back to normal. Similarly, when in this KCM case, when there was good news, it went up for a day or two. Then it comes to the reality. What is reality is the trend. So that's my take. That's why anyone who try to trade based on news goes nowhere. Those, I would say, I don't want to be critical about it, but they are not mature trader in my point of view. Those who go after news, the mature trader look for the trend. Simple. Link, one of the prime coins, but price action wise, it's nothing showing. Nothing's no not a great strength, but not bad at all because it's not making any new low, so not bad. But it used to have great status, like one of the top ones, but recently it's not showing that charm. So yeah, LTC is also okay, sort of. It's not even at a mid level, still it's a lower part of the level. Who knows, it might make a big move, we'll see. For now there's no major action, but again it's like making higher lows, which is good. MANA is not bad. It's there's less volatility. MANA less volatility. Um, I would say. I think my support is too aggressive. I should have kept a little lower actually. But my bad. Matic is one of the top ones. It is not losing its value at all. I mean, again, it's like a couple of coins we saw: BNB, KCS, even Doge. Some of the coins we saw, awesome, awesome. You know, it's far from its main you know may fall. Strong one. MKR, oh, not bad. NKN, not bad. Okay, not bad. OGN is up by 7%, looking good. This is a volatile coin. It's made a huge move and then it's making big moves. So I think it's showing a sign of higher volatility. SKL, not bad. Also volatile coin, I would agree. It wasn't like that earlier, but recently we'll see. Don't want to judge right away. SOL, not bad. It's holding up pretty well. So this is also good ones. One of the good ones. SRM, not bad. Very lower part, similar to LTC. So she is made a new low, tiny bit, not bad. Dell is one of the good ones. This is one of the few coins that I mentioned. You put this Dell is also in the same category. You see why? Awesome, impressive. In fact, look at the previous one also, impressive. So these are not pump and dump coin, because since December it is proving its point. Whether whatever the use case, who cares? But this is not a pump and dump coin from any angle. That's why I chose. This is KuCoin. So not all the KuCoin are good one. Most of the coins on KuCoin are trash. But there are a couple of good ones. I thought it's good. KCS, Dell. I think a couple of more. Hydra also did well. Probably I'll see if we should add. Okay, that is good. It's really good one. Look at that. It's really making progress. One of the top ones, I would say. It's recovering really fast. Quality coin. Uni is midway. Not bad, right? Not bad. This is identical to Uni. If you don't change, I mean, when I flip, it doesn't look like I changed the coin. It's identical. Very much similar. This is also from KuCoin. Very good coin. VRA. Nice. Waves is making progress. Yesterday it was beaten up, making progress. There's some element of volatility. This is making progress. Nice. Going up. WRX had a good move. Nice. This is also good consolidation. So it's okay. So if you look at it, it's following this trend line um, very strictly. So this is the first rejection, second one, third one. This line is actually a roadblock. But this is not losing level and coming down, which is very good. Zen is also good one. Look at the nice progress and very less volatility. It's not going wild for last few last couple of weeks. It's stable. This is a very positive sign, showing a good stability. Zen is also not bad, not so amazing, but not bad. Okay, this ends our alt analysis, and yeah, let me